Hello you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Ashley here, the Texture Sorcerer, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Mizani Butter Blend Relaxer. I was recommended this relaxer from another hairstylist. Never tried it before, never even heard of it before, but I was kind of excited to try it. And today's model is my mother again. Let's welcome her back. Now I'm going to go in with the Mizani Butter Base, and I'm going to base her scalp really well. She just had box braids in for about 3 months, and we did a lot of combing the night before taking these braids out. And I just want to make sure her hair, or her scalp at least, is protected during this process. I do base a little heavy just to make sure, there's no burning or any kind of irritation going on. But base, it doesn't 100% just stop and save the day. If something goes wrong with the relaxer, if there's any burning or irritation, severe irritation going on, just go ahead and start rinsing out the relaxer and neutralizing the hair. But the consistency of this base, it had a jelly like gel feeling to it, and I thought it was going to make the hair feel wet, but it didn't. It pretty much turned into like a oil or grease once I started rubbing it onto the scalp. And I think it worked pretty well because she did not have any irritation at all. And it could also just be because I didn't irritate her scalp while applying the relaxer, or there wasn't too much manipulation while taking down the braids. Everything you do before the relaxer, it matters as well on how your scalp is gonna feel. And sometimes people just have a sensitive scalp and they feel something anyway. But typically, if that's the case, you want to use a sensitive scalp relaxer. This Mizani relaxer, I think it was a normal / regular relaxer. So I'm going to go in, make sure I got my 4 quadrants going, and of course I'm going to start with the back right panel and work my way counterclockwise. And starting out, I'm going to take my relaxer and I outline that back right panel, and I'm going to go through each panel with about 1 inch to 1/2 inch slices or sections, applying the relaxer to both the front and the back part of the slice. And I'm going to do that all throughout the head. Excuse me for adjusting the camera. I'm just trying to make sure you guys have a good view. This was kind of hard to do, or I had a hard time like getting a good setup so you could see exactly what I was doing. But like I said, I'm gonna go through, outline that section, and go through with about 1 inch to 1/2 inch sectionings. I want you to take note of how I, strategically avoid the scalp during the application process. Once you go back to smooth it through, it's going to get on the scalp. But during the application process, just try to avoid the scalp so that you have enough time to smooth it through, and you get the texture of the hair to where you want it to be, whether that's all the way straight or just a loose curl. Avoid the scalp so that the relaxer has time to do its job without causing any burning or any irritation. You don't want to damage the scalp, so just avoid it during this process, or at least this step. So you're going to notice I did avoid applying it directly to the nape of the neck. I'm going to do that to the other side, and I'm also going to do that to the hairline, just because, again, we are 4 months post relaxer and we just came out of some box braids. And even before this, she did have 2 setbacks with her hair. I think she had the 19 at one point, and that just really made her hair shed a lot. If you've had that, then you know the struggle. Like, it really just changes your hair. And after that, she had some other braids, and once she took them down, she just shampooed her hair. She didn't detangle. And of course, that was a disaster. That was a lot of shedding and a lot of breakage, trying to get those tangles and knots out after already shampooing the hair and wetting it down. So I'm gonna try to, do as not so much damage, as less damage as possible, because this, again, is a chemical process. I don't want to add to. So once I got done relaxing her hair, in the back I saw that I could have went down a little bit further, like where I had just, missed a few spots and smoothing. But it was perfectly fine. It wasn't like a huge jump in the texture or anything. And if you know, a little, like, you want to leave a little bit texture in the hair anyway, because that just adds to the strength of it. You don't have to go all the way straight with a relaxer. So there was just no need to anyway. Her hair is pretty thick and healthy. We don't have to, make it look so fine by getting it too straight. But what I loved about this relaxer is the consistency of it. It was almost like digging actual butter out of a bowl. Like, it was super thick and creamy. Where I placed it at is where it stayed at. With certain relaxers, like, once you begin to apply it and smooth it through, the heat from your hands or the heat from their scalp, it kind of heats up the relaxer and it drags it down to the length of the hair. And that, it happened a little bit, but it wasn't so much like what I typically see. Honestly, it just pretty much stayed exactly where I put it at, or where I smoothed it down to. When I do my front panels, I do vertical partings and I smooth it back, or as you can see right here, like, I'll do a slice and I'll pull it back instead of going horizontally across. It just, I don't know, it makes sense once you go to rinse the hair. Like, it's gonna fall that way anyway. So I feel like, one, that just helps avoid any kind of tangling, and 2, I don't know, it just like, I don't have relaxer all over the side of the face when I do it this way. Okay, so I'm back to my first section of hair. I'm gonna, of course, apply some relaxer to the back because I didn't apply any there during my application process. But I'm gonna apply some back there. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna smooth the relaxer. In the real video, I did realize that I had a teasing comb. Do not use a teasing comb for a relaxer. Use either rat tail comb or a large wide tooth comb. That just really depends on the not consistency, but the texture of hair you're trying to go for. She prefers her hair to be as straight as possible. Of course, I'm not gonna force it to be extremely straight if it's not getting there. You can always go back and relax again in 6 to 8 weeks. And any parts that you missed and that you feel like could be straighter, do not over process, someone's hair, or mess up the scalp, ruin the scalp just to get some straight hair, especially if you're gonna go in with heat anyway. That's gonna straighten it out even more. Like, you'll be fine. But I'm gonna go through with the same, about an inch, half of an inch sectioning. I'm gonna comb it through. I'm gonna smooth it with the back of the comb. I did use my hands like wherever I needed like a little bit more relaxer, where it looked kind of dry or just there was no product to apply a little relaxer. But I'm gonna smooth it through with the back of the comb, and altogether this process took about, including the application time, it took about 20 minutes, about 10 minutes applying and about 10 minutes just smoothing it through. And I promise I am not scraping the scalp at all with that comb. I avoid the scalp as much as possible with anything that's gonna, scrape it and leave any kind of sores or any kind of open wounds that's gonna be irritated. I know the nape of her neck is, kind of short, but she does wear a lot of ponytails and it breaks back there anyway. I try to get her out of that and she does not listen. But that is okay. pretty much all of that was new growth anyway, straight up 4 months of new growth. So it grew in pretty nicely. Let's hope it stayed that way. I think I'm gonna keep this Mizani Butter Blend Relaxer in my rotation. Like it, I'm an influence girl. I love influence relaxers, but I have to say, like, the consistency of this relaxer, just how it glide onto the hair, it didn't break it down so fast. Like it was just perfect. It did exactly what it said that it would do. It smoothed the hair out very, very nicely. It wasn't so loose that it would just glide all the way, down the length of the hair to make it over processed. No strong chemical smells. I'm amazed at the consistency of it. Again, it was literally like butter, true butter out of a bowl. It's butter blend. As I was relaxing her hair, I just kept asking, how does it feel? And she was like, this relaxer feels really good on my head. Like she could like tell or feel the consistency of the relaxer as I was applying it, and she had absolutely no burning and absolutely no irritation. My mom, she's tender-headed, so if anything is going wrong, she is going to say, hey, that hurt. Hey, that's, I'm burning, I'm tingling, it's itchy. She's going to say something, but she said this relaxer was 100% comfortable from beginning to end. So typically I smooth my relaxers through twice, sometimes once. It really just all depends on the client, how they wear their hair, what they're looking for, what they're going for. She prefers to wear her hair completely straight. She cannot do anything natural, anything with too much texture to it. Right there, I was just kind of pointing out where I could have went down just a tad bit more, but like I said earlier, it's okay. But she is someone who can't handle a lot of texture, just personal reasons, and just daily living is not something that she could handle. So by the second time I smoothed it through, the hair is straight enough, not over processed. It is straight though, and it's something she can handle, something she can get up and maintain daily.
Everyone on this earth. Sleep. Everyone on this earth. Sleep. Try to make it. Make sense. Do that. You can be feeling up on me. Don't get. Ain't even sit in silence to me. It's true fast. You know I be that right slow. Let me like, bro, baby, I slow. Turn your lights low. Oh, 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 oh. Everyone on this earth. Sleep. Try to make it. Make sense. Do that. You can be feeling up on me. Don't get. Ain't even sit in silence to me. It's true fast. I'm telling you, the name of this relaxer, Butter Blend, is perfect. Like, I was just gliding through the hair like a hot knife in butter. Just look at that. It did its job. It didn't take too long. It didn't break down too fast. It was perfect. Highly recommend this relaxer. Everyone on this earth. sitting silent to me, it's true facts. You know I be that right slow, let me like bro, baby I slow, turn your lights low. Oh baby, oh, you gon' let me know, and you know, you gon' make me feel like the heat back when you coming by me like. You don't even talk that easy, bring it heat back, deep out the sleep, yeah. Everyone on deserve sleep, ooh. Everyone on deserve sleep, trying to make things make sense. Do that, you come and feel up on me, don't gas. Ain't even sitting silent to me, it's true facts. You know I be that right slow, let me like bro, baby I slow, turn your lights low. Oh baby, oh, you gon' let me know, and you know, you gon' make me feel like the heat back when you coming by me like. You don't even talk that easy, bring it heat back, deep out the sleep, yeah. Everyone on deserve sleep, ooh. Everyone on deserve sleep, trying to make things make sense. Do that, you come and feel up on me, don't gas. Ain't even sitting silent to me, it's true facts. You know I be that right slow, let me like bro, baby I slow, turn your lights low. Oh baby, oh, you gon' let me know, and you know, you gon' make me feel like the heat back when you coming by me like. You don't even talk that easy, bring it heat back, deep out the sleep, yeah. Everyone on deserve sleep, ooh. Everyone on deserve sleep, trying to make things make sense. Do that, you come and feel up on me, don't gas. Ain't even sitting silent to me, it's true facts. You know I be that right slow, let me like bro, baby I slow, turn your lights low. Oh baby, oh, you gon' let me know.
Okay, so I went in and I rinsed her hair out from the back where I started, and then I worked my way forward. She didn't have any irritation, so I didn't have to rinse out in a specific area first. Again, I just started from the back, worked my way forward. Again, I shampooed twice with the neutralizing shampoo, deep conditioned with the Multiplex conditioner by Influence, and then I let the matching conditioner by Mizani sit on her hair for about 5 minutes.
Talk that easy, bring it heat back, deep out the sleep, yeah. Everyone on deserve sleep, ooh. Everyone on deserve.
So you want to make sure you rinse really well in between each shampoo, and you definitely want to rinse it out really well once you first get to the bowl with the relaxer. You don't want to go in and start scrubbing and rubbing on the scalp and there's still relaxer on the scalp, because you will create little micro tears. and now you have, you still have that burning sensation going on, or at least you just created it because you still had relaxer in the hair and you irritated the scalp. So make sure your relaxer is rinsed out really, really well. There's a lot of shampoos out there now that pretty much tells you if there's still relaxer in the hair. And typically it turns pink. If it turns pink, stop and rinse it again and go back through and just try shampooing from there. But like I said, I did give her a color rinse. I'm going to apply that only to the roots of her hair. You can apply a demi rinse after a relaxer. Anything be above 8 volume or 10 volume is not acceptable. Or I know there are people who do relax and color in the same day. That's not really my specialty. I'm not really willing to try it. Oh, and I forgot about this. I applied the Olaplex while that color was processing. I applied the Olaplex 4-in-1 onto the ends of her hair, and then I sat her underneath the dryer. She came back. I shampooed that color out, and then that's when I went in with that multiplex and let her she had like 3 deep conditioning treatments when you think about it. But it was all for the health of her hair. And as a styler, I also went in with the Olaplex serum. I did about a full pump of that, and I applied it and massaged it through her hair. And here is the after post relaxer. Her hair is still full, not a lot of shedding, or there wasn't any shedding actually, any breakage or damage going on. I went through and blow dried her hair. I don't typically blow dry after a relaxer. I'll sit them under a dryer for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll go and blow dry, just to avoid so much heat. The hair is pretty much already straight anyway since it's relaxed, so there's really no need to like go through and do a hard blow dry. But she cannot sit under a dryer for other reasons for too long, so I just went ahead and blow dried it. But typically I'll sit them underneath the dryer for about 10-15 minutes and then blow dry. So these shears are by Her Strands of Hair. I absolutely love these shears. I ordered 2 of them. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her or Shear Genius, but they literally swear by these shears. And now I do as well. Like, they are very beginner friendly, and they cut just as sharp as the $600 shears. I love them, and they're cute. So this is the end results. Next time I'll include a styling into the video, but I just wanted to show that relaxer application and how I was feeling about the Mizani butter blend relaxer. Altogether 5 stars, highly recommended. Will definitely keep it in rotation. It breaks down perfectly, not too straight, not a strong relaxer. Doesn't take all day to break down either. It was perfect. But I'm running out of storage. Please subscribe, like this video, and I'll talk to you guys next time. I'll be posting more. Goodbye.